I had this awesome idea where I could take all the ingredients that I usually talk about as being beneficial for a fast or for upregulating different processes during a fast and put it into ice cubes. Like before I was thinking, okay, I could mix this all into one big pitcher and keep it in the fridge, but if you do that, then everything settles to the bottom and I don't know, then you have to keep it in the fridge forever. But I realized I could take the compounds that I like to take during a fast, put them into sort of a tasty ice cube form, and then all I have to do is drop it into some water. So I'm gonna show you how to do Thomas's fasting ice cubes. All right, so let's break it down. So first things first, you know I am a huge fan of apple cider vinegar during a fast because the acetic acid helps activate what is called AMPK. In other words, apple cider vinegar sort of makes the body think that it's deeper into a fast than it actually is, because when acetate enters the cell, it has to utilize an acetyl coenzyme A, which puts you sort of a net negative energy balance. So you're deeper into a fast. We don't need much, okay? So I already have here like, I don't know, 12, 16 ounces of water, but in this case, I'm gonna add like 2 or 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Because remember, I'm not drinking this all at once. In fact, I'm gonna add a little bit more because this is gonna be spread out over some ice cubes. So I probably have 5, 6 tablespoons in there. Okay, so the apple cider vinegar, good to go. Okay, then what else do we add to this mix? Well, electrolytes are probably the most important thing to be getting in during a fast. Okay, if you could get away without having cinnamon or cayenne or this other stuff that I'm talking about, but electrolytes are very important. Remember, you're not fasting to try to completely just cleanse your life of everything, or maybe you are, but you're likely fasting for body composition or for cognitive, right? And if that's the case, then you might as well heighten your response with that by adding some electrolytes in. So in this case, I always talk about element electrolytes, that's LMNT. In this case, I'm taking a few packets of it because remember, this is going to be spread out over different, bunch of ice cubes. They're going to be like 2 or 3 ice cubes being a serving. So in this case, each of these is a normal serving, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add 3 packets. And in this case, I'm using Element, which is their watermelon salt flavor, but they have a bunch of these other flavors too. Like in this case, they have lemon habanero, mango chili, chocolate salt. Of course, they have their regular like citrus salt, but the watermelon salt is a really good flavor with this one. It's super refreshing for summer. Element is epic, by the way. Like there is a link down below too if you want to try them out. You can literally try them out. You just pay shipping. So using that link down below or going to drinklmnt.com/Thomas. That's again, drinklmnt.com/Thomas. You can try 8 packets of Element. You just pay shipping. So that's it. You just literally just try it out. And then if you like it, go ahead and continue. Highly recommend them. Keto, fasting, it is my go-to electrolyte. Taste-wise, just function-wise, ease-wise, convenience, and then also being able to make some cool recipes. Okay, so now that I've got the Element salt added in there, I'm gonna add a dash of turmeric. Your prerogative how much you want to use. Okay, I'm going to add just a little bit, maybe, I don't know, if I had to guess for this serving, I'd probably say 1.5 teaspoons. And you might be wondering, well, do we need black pepper to activate the curcuminoids? Do we need that? Short answer is, if you're going for the curcumin effect, yes. Okay, but we're not necessarily going for the curcumin effect. We're going for the actual turmeric. Turmeric has an effect, and then curcumin has an effect. Curcumin is the bioactive component of turmeric, but turmeric itself stimulates autophagy. Okay, we can induce autophagy dramatically by adding turmeric to our fast. Are there a couple calories in it? You bet. You got 1 or 2 calories. Is that really going to destroy your fast? Probably not. Okay, cinnamon. Adding a dash there. I'm going to use about 2 teaspoons of cinnamon for this whole serving. Now, what cinnamon is an insulin mimicker. That means that it's going to, because of something called methyl hydroxychalcone polymer, it's going to mimic or emulate insulin within the body, meaning it's going to allow the cells to open up, allowing the blood sugar to come down, okay, but it can also have a powerful effect on cortisol, which if we're fasting a lot, especially as a lean individual, cortisol levels can elevate significantly, and we don't necessarily want that because that can convert some of our existing fat into a visceral fat, a macrophage-filled, immunologically active fat, and we don't really want that. So cinnamon during a fast, again, although 1 or 2 calories, it's probably worth it. And then my favorite little spike is a little bit of cayenne pepper, and that's purely a body composition thing. Okay, we're getting a 2 to 3% little boost in our metabolism just by having the thermic effect. And also the substance P can also help with some pain and stiffness and stuff in the joints. So your prerogative, again, how much you want to use. I'm using a teaspoon. I'm pretty good at eyeballing this because I've made this a few times. So recapping, we have apple cider vinegar. Okay, we have Element, which I highly recommend you use, link down below. Okay, and big thank you to Element, by the way, for the continued support on this channel. Okay, turmeric, cinnamon, cayenne if you wish. Okay, so now that I've got this all in a shaker cup, you want to give it a really good mix, okay? Get it real good, because a lot of times that cinnamon will like to float to the top, so you want to give it a really good mix here. Cayenne and turmeric actually mixes pretty well. It's just the cinnamon that's the dang culprit here. Okay, and then we're just pouring it into the ice trays like so. Just like we're making funny little brown ice cubes. So we'll go ahead and we'll put this in the freezer. It doesn't take a whole lot of time if you're using these smaller ice cubes. I'd say 2 hours or so. So go ahead and add this in the freezer. Now I took the liberty of already making some ahead of time, just so I can show you what they look like. And I made them in bigger ice cubes, just so that we can have a little bit more fun with it. Check this out. So normally, again, if you were to make this concoction and then put it in the fridge, you might have like a 3 or 4 day shelf life on it, tops, just because like the apple cider vinegar is gonna lose some of its potency and all that. But if you put it into a freezer form, you're going to freeze a lot of the components, right? So you're in a good spot. Now, check this out. Okay, now it's good to go. Look at that. Some of the stuff kind of at the bottom, but for the most part, it mixed pretty good. Okay, so then all I'd have to do is I've got my apple cider vinegar, I've got my turmeric, I've got my cinnamon, I've got my Element, my electrolytes. Well, you know what? I would actually eat this as a popsicle. God, that is really good. So you can make it into a fasting pop, or if you just want to let it sit and you want to sip on it throughout the course of the day, or if you wanted to add it to a bigger pitcher of water that you sip on throughout the day, again, if you just add it to some, this is a little bit of warm water, so you can already see the ingredients kind of, look at that. Look at how it's kind of just leaking out all of the cool components. It's like a time release. Look at that, that's so cool. Like a time release, ticking, fasting, like, I can't say the B word. So now you have something that you make, leave in the freezer, sip on all day. You know, it's just super convenient. Makes it so that you can have your like morning cocktail ready to go without having to worry about it sitting in the fridge and kind of losing its effectiveness and its potency. Again, big thank you to Element. Do check out that link down below. drinklmnt.com/Thomas. You can get a free sample pack of it, but you can also try the watermelon salt, which is just an epic new flavor. Okay, so link down below. As always, keep it locked in here on my channel. I'll see you tomorrow.